Samuel 30, 16 through 20. And when he had brought him down, behold, they were spread abroad upon all the earth, eating and drinking and dancing because of all the great spoil. Somebody say spoil.
Spoil.
That they had taken out of the land of the Philistines and out of the land of Judah. And David smote them from the twilight even unto the evening of the next day. And there escaped not a man of them, save 400 young men, which rode upon camels and fled. And David recovered all that the Amalekites had carried away, and David rescued his 2 wives. And there was nothing lacking to them, neither small nor great, neither sons nor daughters, neither spoil, somebody say spoil, nor anything that they had taken to them. David recovered all. And our key verse is verse 20. And David took all the flocks and the herds, which they drave before those other cattle, and said, this is David's spoil. Somebody say spoil.
Spoil.
You may be seated. Today, we're going to talk about, or the subject will be, this is my spoil. I want somebody to repeat that. Say, this is my spoil. Say it one more time. This is my spoil. And of course, I'm going to explain what that means. Because some of you guys are got to be repeating something, and I don't know what we're talking about. So I'll tell you. To go back a little bit, and we'll bring us up to speed with this story. The chapter prior to this, chapter 29, or 29 and prior, David had actually aligned himself with the Philistines. Prior to this, he was going through a very rough situation where he had the king of Judah trying to kill him, which was Saul, King Saul. And so, in order to escape King Saul, David decided to align himself with the Philistines. Mm-hmm. Now, while he was with the Philistines, in order to show, him, aligning with them and showing that he was faithful, he fought some battles on their behalf. And one of the battles that he fought was against the Amalekites. He fought the Amalekites, and he, destroyed them and took all their stuff or whatever. And that was his way of showing the Philistines that, hey, I'm working with you guys. So, so the Philistines allowed him to come and, connect with them. Now, after a little while, the Philistines, the king of the Philistines, decided and said, you know what? David, you're a good guy. Actually, they were getting ready to go to war with Israel, Saul and Israel. And he said, David, you're a good guy, but you know what? We know where you're from. And we know your background. You are part of them. You actually have fought with them against us before. And we're just nervous that you're going to, be on our team. We're going to go to war. And then you're going to change your mind. You're going to see your friends and your buddies over there and say, you know what? I can't do this. And then turn on us. So just to prevent that from happening, just to prevent that from happening, we're just going to let you go. He said, quietly, just get your people in the morning. You guys can just head out. No beef, no issues. We just made a judgment decision that, we basically don't need you. We basically got fired. So he took his men, and they went back to an area that they were residing in with their families, an area called Ziklag. And once he got to Ziklag, in the beginning of verse 30, they came and they found the place was burnt to the ground. Everything was stolen, including their wives and their children. They were gone, taken, everything was gone. And the place was burned to the ground. So, of course, you got, a lot of men, they've been in battle, they've been here and there, and, they're ready to come back to their families, only to get there and find their families are gone. So that becomes a very stressful situation, not just for David, but for his men. So they're stressful, they're stressed, the guys are stressed, and it even says the men of David even got to a point where they thought about stoning David. They said, this is your fault. You didn't leave anybody here to protect the women and children. You had us over here with the Philistines and doing all this stuff. And now, we don't even know what happened to our people. They could be dead. They could have took them there, put them in slaves. We have no idea. You're to blame. But it says that David inquired of the Lord. He inquired of the Lord. And he asked God specifically, shall I chase after them? And God said, yes. Now, I just want you to keep that key point. David didn't move until God said yes.
That's right.
Everybody else around him was pushing him to do this and that and saying, oh, we should do this and all that, or maybe you should step down, or maybe you should do this. No. He prayed. And he actually waited to hear an answer from God. Now, how many of us pray Yeah, if the answer don't come in about 5, 10 minutes, or maybe 2 days, okay, well, I guess that means to do it my way. Sometimes we need to wait and hear an answer from God.
Amen.
So David waited, heard an answer from God, and God told him to pursue. So that's what David did. Got all the men. Now, they just came from this other area and fight these other battles, but, they found some energy to go get these kids and their wives. Came from somewhere, I don't know. So they got back on their horses and they went after these guys. And so they went and pursued these guys, and it even says that a good almost half of the men, because they already came from battle, half of the men got tired, like halfway there, and had to stay back. So the other half said, hey, we're going to keep carrying on. You guys stay here, watch our stuff, and we'll be back. So they went ahead, and they found the Amalekites. And that takes us to the verse where we're at, where they found them drinking and dancing and everything. And the Amalekites like, man, we done came up. Because he got us before, but we really got them now. They didn't even see this coming. Right? But little did they know, trouble was right around the corner. And David came around, and they said what did it say in that verse? It said they smote them from the twilight even to the evening of the next day. Put a whipping on them. They weren't stopping. They said, look, we're gonna be all night into the next day. And but the most important thing is that in 18 it says, and David recovered all. So he got everything that they had stolen, including his wives, the kids. They got everything back, and everything was good. And that was good. I read that part, and I did a message a long time ago talking about recovering all. But that was good. But then as I kept reading, it got more interesting. It said that he recovered all, but then it also said that he recovered the spoil. And that started to ring to me to see, okay, what does that mean? What is the spoil? He recovered the spoil. So I looked it up, and spoil is basically prize or gain. And at this time, it was looked at more as riches seized in war. So basically, spoil is what was earned from winning the battle. I'm sure we've heard that old saying, to the winner goes the spoils. So it goes in that same thing. So David did not just recover everything that he lost, which, kids, family, and all of his goods, but he also took the spoil, which is extra, which is basically taking back what you got and then getting interest from it.
All right.
So it's not just getting back what you lost, but getting back the spoil, getting back extra. So there's 3 things we need to know about spoil. Okay, we're going to talk about 3 things we need to know about spoil, and then we'll pretty much wrap up. So the first thing I want you to know about when we're talking about the spoil is, first, take what is yours, but with interest. Take what is yours, but with interest. We've all heard that the devil comes to kill, to steal, and to destroy, correct?
Yeah.
So we know that the devil wants to steal from us. He wants to steal our joy. He wants to steal our peace. He wants to steal our families. He wants to steal our money. He wants to steal our relationships. Anything that he can get his hands on, he's going to try to take it.
That's right.
And just like David, we have to have the faith enough to align ourselves with God and reclaim what has been taken. That's what we have to do. But don't just expect to get back what you lost. You need to expect for the enemy to repay you for all your time and effort and frustration. So it's not just enough to get back what he's taken. But now we need to live in the expectation of getting more than enough.
All right.
You get what I'm saying? When you get back what you've gotten enough, because that's what you lost. But then there is a more than enough level that we as Christians need to be looking forward to. And in the Word it says we can get that. We can take our spoil.
Amen.
So